Welcome to episode 36 of FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. And where did we leave it? Well, I made a bit of a boo-boo, unfortunately, a bit of a mistake. And it's all the way down here. You'll notice this is enclosed in fused quartz now. Yeah. You'll see why. So I made my the previous reactor that I had, reproduced what I thought was essentially the same design, and maybe I transposed a couple of pieces because I made a bit of a mistake. And I just wanted to, just in case you weren't already aware of why you shouldn't put one of these inside your base, this is why. This was solid all the way around. Slight bit of an explosion. I didn't actually hear it. I just came back and the whole thing was, well, yeah, there wasn't much left really, was there? Let's just get rid of all of these. That noise has been annoying me for quite some time. Go away. Go away. Plus points for having a nearby slime chunk, I suppose, but bad points in that it makes the noise all the time. So yeah, I had to rebuild things. But no biggie. I've now sorted it anyway. At least as far as I know, I've sorted it. One brief thing. It turns out these MV wires don't actually allow for the full capacity of this reactor now. So if you have a look at the reactor, 420 U per tick, they can't take that. So first of all, I put 3 of them on, and that seems to work, but there's a nice alternative to that. In fact, let's just... In fact, I'd do it to this reactor. I've already done it to the other one. So first of all, let's get rid of those. Don't need them anymore. There we go. And we're going to use one of these. Transfer node energy from extra utilities. And we need some energy pipe. And that should take care of it. This allows for up to 32,000 RF per tick. And it has a buffer of like 10,000 RF, but the buffer shouldn't ever get used. And it's not really having to go through many junctions as such, so that should be immediately apparent. And I've done the same thing on this one. And just to show you, there we go. So that's, yeah, that's pretty fast. That's what I was kind of expecting. And it's also much faster, of course, now that we're no longer in, 100 RF per tick. We've now got 840 RF per tick between these two reactors. Obviously not as much as big reactors gets to in the end game, but we get to thousands of RF per tick, up to 30,000 for one. 26,000 I think for one turbine. So yeah, later in the game we'll be using a lot more power. But now everything is inputting into this. I've got a huge battery I can use to make sure I can make things. And just to give you an idea of what that recipe was, energy transfer. Energy. What was energy transfer? Oh, transfer node energy. Okay, I've typed things in the wrong way around. It's a QED recipe, the most annoying part of which is this breadth first search, which has some of these speed upgrades, straightforward. Depth first, which is again straightforward from more speed upgrades. So nothing terribly troubling at this stage in the game, just lots of gold and redstone. I have a few spares left over. Yeah, so that's that. I did want to demonstrate something else as well. Let's just head over here for a second. Is that filter still here? I thought I had a filter somewhere. Do I not have a filter? I just wanted to demonstrate that the auto mining thing that I came up with, you see here, it's coming in with stone, even though I don't want stone. That still happens even if I put a filter on the input chest to the system. It's really annoying, so I am probably going to switch it over to something like either the extra utility system, so this extra utilities, or indeed Ender IO. Both of those will do the job, so I'm going to sort that out. It's probably between this episode and next. I'm not going to do it on camera, so I'll show you that once it's finished. I did, however, want to go and look at the recycler system. I'm going to have to power this up. Let's go and see if I've got a machine handy. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, I want you. I want the Ignis extruder. I have cut the system off just so that it's not actually operating. I don't need that much cobble, to be honest. I am, however, going to need another Tesseract. I wonder if I have enough resources to tell it to build one. Carbon plate and energy dust. I need to teach it how to make those. That's fairly straightforward. But let's head down here and look at our scrap system. So, you may remember this system over here. Remember when I scanned that iridium? Well, I had to scan it again. Why? Because this whole thing got blown up. So if I only had one iridium and I hadn't gone to the iridium dungeons, I would have been very, very upset. And unfortunately, the backups fails. It's like a Java exception. It just fails every single time. So I'm having to manually back up at the moment. And that isn't too great, but I can cope without it for now. So what we're going to do here is probably put the igneous extruder. I'm not sure how many of these are going to be needed to keep all of these stocked, so I'm just going to activate it, and we'll see where we go on that one. I'm then going to pull stuff out of that and probably put it back here. In fact, I'll probably do that now. Wow, it's slow when you're flying. I almost forget that. Yeah, so we just want a system like this. And again, although I've been having issues with thermodynamics, I will continue to use it for now for this, once I configure things. Yep, there we go. And then we're just going to tell it to signal them servo. I don't think you have to be signal in this case. But I want to tell it to nearest first random round robin. Should do just fine. I don't need any of these. I don't need any of these or this or this. I can just tell it to output everything, so that should just work. If I can get inside, because I'm a dub and I have problems flying. There we go. All fine. So once I set this up, it should now start distributing to these recyclers, which have power, and I haven't put any upgrades in them yet, but you know, I want to try and balance things out so I'm not completely running my entire system out of power. I'm not sure how much those recyclers actually take. How does it say? Recycler usually tells you. 32 E per tick max, so I have like 9 or 10 of them, so 320 E per tick, so most of the power of one reactor will go to them. Yeah, not sure on those yet. It depends how fast they produce the iridium. So I'm going to need to sort out some lava and let's see if all this works now then. So let's grab a couple of buckets. And I just need one of you and I just want, could I not just take some lava out of this? Okay. Do it the other way then. Where's the tank? Not that tank. Do I not have any spare tanks? Fine, I will grab some glass. There's 4 of. And make a quick portable tank to grab the lava. Where's the glass? There we are. So just pop this on top, it should make the lava. There we go. And I should be able to grab it. Grab it now. And let's go and start the system up. Now, of course, I won't be able to make anything with the scrap just yet. I'll need both the mass fab and the replicator. The mass fab. Oh, can I remember which way around they are? I will figure that out. Put you in there. Make sure you're set to cobble. You are. And then you in there, and then you should start distributing. There we go. Recycler. And it's making scrap. All of that is a different icon than I was remembering. And you'll see it going down in the row as it's actually doing round robin now. So that's obviously not fast enough. Because these are processing very, very quickly. So we've got the maximum power running to them. So all I need to do is speed this up or add more of them until each of these lights are on pretty much permanently. And then we can sort that out. I'm not going to do it right now. I'll sort that out later because these are producing scrap anyway. Well, they should be producing scrap. Maybe is it random chance based? That could be a possibility, or they're ejecting into each other or something along those lines, which I don't actually want. Yeah, I think it is just random chance based. Fair enough. So we'll leave that as it is, and then on this side I'm then going to need to go away and craft the replicator and mass fab. So I'm going to craft a slightly different item. This is called a retriever, and not the dog kind, not the golden retriever kind. This is more thermodynamics. Again, this is actually a fairly recent addition because, you know, previously there was a couple of versions ago that I used thermodynamics. And by the way, I did just want to demonstrate this problem, so I put a filter in place. I don't know why whether I'm using it wrong, but there's a signal on filter. It's the only thing filtering this chest. It has stone and cobblestone set to blacklist. Although it doesn't matter whether I set this to black or white. If I hover here, it's still inserting stone. There is no redstone control, and this doesn't seem to do anything either. This is just like the maximum number of items in the inventory. Whether or not I choose these or not, it doesn't seem to make any difference. I don't know, really. Here at this point, I don't know how to stop the stone coming without changing the pipe system, so I'm going to change the pipe system. But if any of you see anything obviously wrong about that, obviously I'm using the same filter there, and that's working to insert the majority of the time the stuff into the trash can on a whitelist. But it's not actually forcing it to be there. Yeah, and I wonder, is there any selection here? Nearest first, furthest, random, round robin? No. Doesn't seem to be any way to say only near it, only the first destination. But hey ho, well, we're full up already. Okay, so let's just go and fit the rest of this in. It is the mass fab next. Thought it was. I just wanted to double check there. Get rid of view for a second, and I think I'll want to put it here. I'm in lossless mode. Press M, right click, lossless mode disabled, enabled. There we go. Give me that back. And now I'm going to put mass fab in place because I have there's 8. Yeah, 9 of these things. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9 of these things. I don't need the 10th. And then we just want to actually send stuff into here. It's saying progress, but I think that's just based on it actually receiving stuff from... I don't know where it's receiving stuff from. I don't have a pipe system. Oh, hang on, actually. I do have a piping system. Well, that's just piping cobble in at the moment rather than scrap. So let's get rid of you for a second. And put the wall back. Not sure why you're still inserting. But, yeah. We're going to keep on going anyway. Item duct again from the top this time. And I'm just going to insert this way. Oh, not you. Go away. Okay, so instead of putting ducts on each of these or ejector upgrades on the inside, instead of putting servos on these or ejector upgrades on the inside, I'm just going to see if a retriever will work. Similar to the extra utilities system, where you can set either something that will pull from everywhere else or push from individual machines. I want it to pull just scrap, although it should only ever have access to scrap, but just in case. Stack size, nearest first, I don't mind. Random, it doesn't make any difference. And here it comes. See, it's pulling out all the machines. Now, this takes an awful lot of power and an awful lot of this scrap. So just bear that one in mind. You'll see it's got 1 millibucket, i.e. 1,000th of a bucket of you matter. This is something that is very late game. So I'm going to find a storage tank system. I'll probably replace this wall with the fairly pretty open block tanks. Open block? Helps if I type the thing. Open block. Open block? Block. Where are they? Oh, there it is, first page. Yeah, these tanks. You've seen them before. I've used them to store XP. And we're going to probably replace this wall with something like that. I could probably even dedicate this reactor and then separate it from that tesseract. I'll put it on a different channel and have it dedicated to this room, because the other room having 400 E per tick for the moment is by far enough. So now here we're going to need to replace this one, or something around here, probably this one, with the replicator. Oh, let's just see how annoying that recipe is. Oh yeah, that is the one I'd, yeah. I will do that one off camera. 4 millibuckets. Yeah, that's going to take a while. So let's just see, just to make sure it isn't going to drain, because it's bringing its power is like a gold cable all the way from under here, which goes into this. And you can see at the moment it's draining. So this is from this reactor. So what I could do is, well, yeah, that's draining even with the power from the reactor, because that's also being pulled from the same reactor. But even so, I may just have to separate the reactors out and cut the power to... In fact, let's do that now. Let's just cut the power under here. Where is it? In here. Go away. And then, you know, I'm going to have to set up tesseracts. Which is fine. We can sort that one out. These will all go dead shortly because they're going to run out of power. Well, they will once they've run out of their buffer. So yeah, I will separate them like that between the episodes, I think. Nothing urgent for now. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you see any better solutions with thermal dynamics for that. Otherwise, I'm going to assume I'm just going to have to replace them, which is just, hey-ho, part of the job. And we'll probably use Ender IO, to be honest. I think I've decided on that. It's a bit more expensive to craft the stuff, but good filtering and usability on them. Okay, that should be everything. Let's go and have a look. I really should use these. I really should use these teleporters. In fact, I'm probably going to need another one down at this end as well, just to keep everything easy to reach. Yeah. Okay, where should I put things? First of all, I need to edit this, this tesseract back here. I'm going to create a new channel, channel 3, and let's just call it scrap power. Because I may as well do it while I'm here, and that is sending energy. Good. Now I want the... Oh, in fact, where's my tesseract? That's something I do need. Sort that one out. I will use the teleporters this time, though. Yeah. There's the tesseract done. Nearly. I'm just going to need some silver and bronze. Now, if you're looking in my inventory, you may see the MFE. I was going to make an MFSU, but I just don't have enough... Resist the Scotty impression. I just don't have enough power. Without saying that with a Scottish accent, to actually... it's not enough power. It's enough diamonds in this case. I'm out of diamonds. And I need them in order to be able to do this. Have we got... I'm going to need to get rid of that. There we go. I don't have enough diamonds. Just it needs something like... what is it? MFSU. It's like 6 Lapotron crystals, and each Lapotron crystal is... well, let's just have a look. Yeah, so this requires pretty much... In fact, hang on, how much is it? Yes, 4 diamonds per one of those. So, yeah, I just don't have enough. I need to wait for the auto mining to come true, and that should sort it out. But until then, I will deal with an MFE. And the reason why I might want an MFSU, by the way, in case you were wondering, is that the Replicator, which is this, was my machine gun? I've already placed it in there. I think I've already placed it. That's why. I'll show you in a second. The Replicator can take up to 2k EU per tick, and an MFE can't output 2k EU per tick. It's a bit academic at the moment because... Oh, I've run again. It's a bit academic at the moment because this reactor is only outputting 420, so an MFE can do the job. And the gold cable underneath, this is the replicator. In here, it's set to iridium ore. We need 120 millibuckets of UU matter, and then it will start manufacturing it. In case you're wondering, by the way, I didn't explain it because I know it's expert mode, so I do tend to skip a few things rather than explain everything. But the reason why we're making scrap with these and why it's in here is that scrap makes this a lot more efficient. So as long as we get power, this progress is going to keep going up, and we don't have power yet, so let's just fix that, shall we? Yeah, let's you go away, and yeah, I think it should be fine to do it here. I just want to set this up to make sure I'm not going to get any power bottlenecks, so let's just put this on here, grab my wrench, and shift right click to turn it away, and then I'm going to need to connect it up to this, so let's just put something in the way for a second. 1, 2, you go away. In fact, all of you can go away. Put the tesseract up, and have I not stored that channel? I thought I'd stored it. Let's have a look. Frequency 3. Scrap power. There we go. Right, let's set this one to frequency 3 then. Receiving energy, scrap power, yes, on. Zombies out here because the whole thing blew up. I had to light up this whole place, and there's still some missing somewhere, which is causing spawners, unfortunately, but what can you do? Not blow up your reactor is the answer. Right, I'll tell you that for nothing. Let's just put these here, so we want one there, one here, and maybe one on top like that. Just trying to make sure I'm not going to bottleneck anywhere, which I shouldn't be. And these are particularly slow at transferring stuff, so I'm just going to belt and braces the whole thing. Yes, I know I don't need this many, but I just want to make sure. Okay. Now, if you wonder why I just don't use the, what are they called, transfer nodes, it only deals with, oh wow. It only deals with the translation from EU to RF one way, EU to RF. It won't go backwards, so I still need these to go backwards, unfortunately. But now you can see that all these are now active, because while these were off, this had a chance to fill everything. So yeah, it's now going to be sending scrap this way, and you'll see this going up. It's used up all the scrap. Now, to give you an idea of the difference, if you don't supply it with scrap, you can just supply it with a lot of power. According to the wiki, it's 1 million EU to fill this, to make one millibucket of EU matter. With scrap, as long as it has enough scrap, that is, it can do it at roughly a tenth of that or to a 15th of that, something like 130,000. And it's a fair amount of scrap per one. So you see this progress is continuing to go up, 17. And this side we need 120. So it's not going to produce these at all fast. But while we're at it, we should be able to... slightly annoying. I don't need a tank because it's not producing fast enough for a tank. So what I should be able to do is just use something like this. Come out here, come around, and just come around the back here like this. And just put that wall back, just so that everything's nice and straightforward. I'll need to go and get back in. And on the other side, it's 3 in, is it? Yeah, it is. So we just want to get to the back of this. Come out this way, and I'm probably going to be short. This is almost guaranteed. And unfortunately, I'm using hardened fluid duct. 2, 1. Right. Right. I could save one by going... Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, this is hardened fluid duct. So it needs hardened aluminum glass, which is slightly annoying as it's a bit harder to make than you would otherwise expect. But that should be just enough if I go this way. So I don't end up with the equivalent of dia wire, except that this is dia fluid conduit. I just want this to auto output now, so we should just be able to put a filter, not a filter, a servo. I know it doesn't really matter. Let's see what you've got now. Have you got enough? Yes, there we go. 9 millibuckets. So we can just leave that now, and everything should, and I say the word should carefully, be fine. This is now a dedicated UU matter system. Pretty good, isn't it? For so-called mid-game. Normally this is end-game stuff, and yeah, obviously I may need another system for inputting and outputting these things automatically. Shouldn't be too hard. I'm sure you can think of a system yourself if you were to do it. Any ideas? Put them in the comments below, but I'm probably going to go with a couple of ender chests. It's the good old faithful. You have a couple of ender chests, one with the input, one with the output, and then a filter to pull the expended fuel rods out and push the input ones in, because everything else is filled with stuff that never wears out. So you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I think I'll do that. And as they're both the same design, they can both use the same input ender chests and the same output ender chests. All I then have to figure out is just to get this to run automatically and extract everything. Sometimes I get these side effects sort of systems, and yeah, I've not particularly put too much work into the duct systems for this yet. So there's my tiny pile of plutonium, which translates into 2 more plutonium, and I need 3 for anything useful. So I'm not making more with that. I've compacted the uranium into uranium blocks, by the way, and that's just as you expect with anything like that. Just 9 of them like this. And there we go. Do I have anything left in my inventory to do? No, not for this section. I think I'm going to wrap it there. That's about 27 minutes. Just to get all these reactors sorted. We've got a UU matter system now completely running. That's what I wanted to get done in this episode, just to get everything running with scrap. And again, just to balance these, I've not bothered with... I could cut down on the number of recyclers, but to be honest, I'd rather increase the number of igneous extruders and keep these things full. They aren't terribly expensive to make, and they don't use a huge amount of power by comparison. In fact, where's that getting power? Oh, it doesn't need power. It's an igneous extruder. Yeah, ignore me. I'm just being slightly derpy at the moment. Yeah, so I'll probably move these chests out, which I was just using to make stuff. This is the stuff, the blast resistant stuff I'm using to encase these in. I think I'll probably put a door in here. The way I've normally done that is to put drawbridges underneath here, and then have fused quartz coming up out of them. That kind of works. And looks pretty nice. Yeah, I don't really have any other way of getting in and out otherwise, other than keep breaking this thing. And I'd rather not do that, just in case I accidentally hit another block and knock out that fusion, that nuclear chamber in there. So, what do you think of this episode? Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you disliked it. And I can't jump anymore because I don't have my armor. If you haven't subscribed before, feel free to, or follow me on Twitter @GreyDuster. Any suggestions in the comments below. More than happy to see what you'd like to see in upcoming episodes. I've got UU matter done now, which is pretty much iridium sorted, except that it is it's going to take a while. Is iridium in here? Yeah, I got 8. This is from my excursion to Runic Dungeons, and unfortunately Runic Dungeons is Well, I'll say it's in an early state, put it that way, in that there are types of rooms. There's supposed to be a key in every room, so you can keep on going. Every unlock, you get another room. Except that doesn't work. There's a type of room that's a hallway. It's like a T-junction, and there is no key in there for what I've been able to see. And because there's no key, you run out of keys, and then you can't go anywhere else. So the only other way to make a dungeon key is with nether stars, if I remember rightly. So I'm not sure if that's actually intended, or if it's intended that you should be able to get a key in every room. So yes, nether stars are cheap in that I can kill the wither now. So I suppose I can make more dungeon keys, but it does somewhat feel a bit cheaty to be able to get 8 iridium ore just in 10 minutes of exploration, so I'm tempted to resist that, in that it's probably not in the spirit of the pack. I know I do use things that are a bit overpowered sometimes, but just finding in a chest with just skeletons and zombies in front of it, and finding a lot, because there are so many chests in there, it feels like this is the intended way of doing it. I'm sure you may disagree in the comments. You know, feel free to voice your opinion either way. I just think it's a bit cheaty, and I know I've had one comment anyway that seems that said they enjoyed it too, just like I did, but it seems a little out of the way, so out of the spirit. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you next episode. Thanks for watching.